Long before colonial borders divided Africa, before European maps named these lands, powerful kingdoms flourished across the continent. Among these kingdoms stood Zazzau, a thriving Hausa city known for trade, skilled warriors, and ambitious rulers. Caravans crossed deserts carrying salt, gold, leather, and ideas from distant lands. Wealth brought opportunity, but it also brought conflict. Every kingdom wanted control of the trade routes. It was during this remarkable period that a princess was born, a child whose name would echo across centuries. According to long-standing oral traditions, that child was Amina, daughter of King Nikotau and Queen Bakwa of Zazzau. While other children played, tradition says Amina watched the kingdom's warriors. She learned their discipline, their courage, and their determination. Whether every detail has survived history exactly as it happened is impossible to know. But generations remembered one thing clearly: Amina was destined to lead. Her journey was only beginning. Every great ruler begins as a student. Before Amina commanded armies, she first learned to command herself. Tradition remembers Amina as fearless. While many expected a princess to remain inside the palace, she was said to have spent hours learning the skills of warriors. She learned to ride, to hunt, and to lead from the front rather than from behind palace walls. Whether every story is historically certain remains debated, but historians agree that Queen Amina became remembered as one of Hausaland's greatest military leaders. During Amina's lifetime, power was measured by more than wealth. Kingdoms competed for control of trade routes, fertile land, and strategic alliances. Every caravan carried valuable goods: salt, leather, cloth, cola nuts, and with them, great prosperity. Whoever controlled these trade routes controlled the future. Peace could bring wealth, but war could change the balance of power overnight. As Amina grew older, she watched neighboring kingdoms rise and fall. Every victory carried a lesson. Every defeat became a warning. She wasn't simply preparing to inherit a throne. According to tradition, she was preparing to defend an entire kingdom. Soon, fate would give her that opportunity, and nothing in Hausaland would ever be the same again. As the years passed, Zazzau faced a turning point. The kingdom needed a leader who could protect its people and strengthen its future. Historical traditions hold that after the reign of her brother, Karama, Amina eventually became the ruler of Zazzau. Although surviving written records are limited, her name endured through generations of Hausa oral history. She inherited more than a throne. She inherited responsibility for the security of her kingdom, its prosperity, and its future. Many rulers wait for danger to arrive. According to tradition, Amina believed it was wiser to prepare before enemies ever reached her borders. She began strengthening her army. Warriors trained relentlessly. Horses were prepared. Weapons were forged. Every day brought new discipline. Leadership was not earned by words alone. Oral tradition remembers Amina as riding beside her soldiers rather than remaining safely behind them. Her confidence inspired loyalty. Her determination inspired courage. Soon, neighboring kingdoms began paying close attention to the growing strength of Zazzau. For Amina, expansion was about more than conquest. Trade routes connected kingdoms across West Africa. Whoever protected those routes could increase wealth, influence, and stability. As Zazzau grew stronger, Amina made a decision that would define her legacy. She would lead her army beyond the kingdom's borders. The campaigns that followed would become the foundation of her legend. But separating history from tradition is part of understanding who Queen Amina really was. The battles ahead would make Queen Amina one of the most celebrated rulers in West African history. But how much of the legend can historians verify? That's where our story continues. The dry season had arrived. It was the time when armies could travel long distances across the open plains. According to Hausa tradition, Queen Amina prepared to lead one of the most ambitious military campaigns her kingdom had ever seen. Before dawn, soldiers checked their weapons, spears were sharpened, leather shields were inspected. Every warrior understood that the journey ahead could change the future of Zazzau. Amina did not simply command from afar. Oral tradition remembers her riding with her warriors, sharing the hardships of the campaign. Some traditions say her armies expanded Zazzau's influence across neighboring regions. Historians agree that trade and military strength helped the kingdom become one of the most influential powers in Hausa land, though the exact extent of Amina's campaigns remains debated. Victory brought more than prestige. It secured important trade routes that connected West Africa to the wider world. Wealth flowed into Zazzau, markets expanded, craftsmen prospered, traders from distant lands sought opportunities within the kingdom. One of the most enduring traditions associated with Queen Amina is the construction of defensive walls around settlements. Even today, earthworks known as Amina's Walls are linked to her legacy, though historians continue to study exactly when different sections were built. These fortifications protected communities, controlled access to important towns, and became lasting symbols of power. Whether remembered through history or legend, Queen Amina became a symbol of courage. Her name inspired generations long after her lifetime. Across northern Nigeria, stories about Amina continued to be told. Parents spoke of her bravery, elders remembered her leadership, and her legend became woven into the cultural memory of the region. More than 4 centuries have passed since Queen Amina lived. Some parts of her story are supported by historical records. Others survive through the oral traditions of the Hausa people. Together, they tell the story of a woman whose name has outlived kingdoms, empires, and generations. Today, Queen Amina remains one of Africa's most celebrated historical figures, a symbol of courage, leadership, and determination. Whether remembered as a fearless military commander, a wise ruler, or an enduring legend, her story continues to inspire people across Nigeria and beyond. History is not only written in books, sometimes it is carried in the memories of a people, and as long as those memories are shared, Queen Amina will never truly be forgotten.